Hello and welcome to Faultlines. I'm your host Shahzad Raza. Minutes after its false flag operation in illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, Indian government started accusing Pakistan. This is not the first time that India accused Pakistan of something it did not commit at all. Pakistan always supported a peaceful resolution of all its disputes with India or any other country, but using the tools like terrorism or using proxy is really not the forte of Pakistan. In fact, Indian government that always tried to muscle Pakistan, tried to destabilize Pakistan through its proxies, either in Afghanistan or in Balochistan. And we have solid evidence of Indian footprint, Indian involvement, whatever happened in Balochistan and other parts of the country. Kulbhushan Yadav, serving Indian raw officials, almost arrested 9 years ago, in which he confessed his involvement of all those sabotage and terrorist activities in Pakistan, and that confession is available on the YouTube for anyone's view. We would also once again play that confession in this program just to refresh the memories of especially of our Indian friends that we were not the one who were doing such activities, but in fact it were the Indian intelligence agencies and the Indian successive government always creating the acts of sabotage inside Pakistan. And the threats like suspending Indus Water Treaty, suspending the visas of any Pakistani currently or was in India, or declaring persona non grata some of the key Pakistani officials, embassy official, it's not something new. As far as the Indus Water Treaty is concerned, India for years, for many years, stopped the sharing data or the relevant information as far as Pakistan was concerned under this treaty. And in violation of this treaty, India, not one, but there are several projects India started, initiated, and almost completed in complete violation of that treaty. So threatening Pakistan of suspending that treaty is something which Pakistan would have no effect. But Pakistani government, our National Security Council, led by Prime Minister and attended by Army Chief and other key officials in civil and military administration, they gave a very firm and solid response to all those Indian threats. And response was, whatever India would do, Pakistan would not get scared, and we will give a matching response to any Indian aggression or stupidity. How the situation would unfold, it is to be seen. And this is what we are going to discuss in this program. And in the studio, I'm being joined by Dr. Tughral Yamin, a very known academic and analyst. Thank you so much, Dr. Shah, for joining us in the studio. We have Dr. Ayesha Malik. She's another academic and very senior analyst. Thank you so much, Dr. Ayesha. And we would also have Dr. AVM Ijaz Malik in a very short while. Dr. Tughral Yamin, what do you think? What objectives India wanted to or still want to achieve by accusing Pakistan of something, of course, Pakistan did not do?
Suspending or holding the Indus Basin Treaty in abeyance has been on Modi's agenda for a very long time. He has been threatening Pakistan with that. He has also officially suggested that we revise this treaty. So this is nothing new. Indus water rivers have been vital for Pakistan's national interests. First time the Indians stopped the waters was on 1st of April 1948, and on which Liaquat Ali Khan, then the Prime Minister of Pakistan, threatened them of dire consequences. And also we know that the Redcliffe Award was tailored in a manner that Pakistan was denied the headwaters of western rivers. All this is on record, and so this is a major objective that Modi has in mind, turning off the tap, stopping the waters. Whether he can practically do it or not, it's very difficult to divert a mighty river like Indus, totally divert it. So, but we have to be prepared for these kind of threats, and walking into Pakistani territory, fighting a war, a conventional war, the Indians know that's not possible. The last incident where we went to war, was when the Indians first sent their planes to Balakot, when they hastily dropped their Israeli spike missiles damaged some of our trees, blamed us for having a terrorist, so-called terrorist training camp over there. And then we retaliated, we fired onto their command headquarters inside on their sides of the line of control. And then they scrambled the aircraft, sent those aircraft to us. And then Wing Commander Abhinandan Vardhaman was downed, he was captured, he was offered a cup of tea and sent back. So that was 2019 February when actually we went to war because they violated our airspace. After that there has been a lull, but there are spikes every 2, 3, 4, 5 years. There is a spike. I remember very vividly when I was serving in the army, I was commanding a brigade. After 2001, 9/11, the Indians actually took a leaf out of the American playbook and they staged a drama. They said that their parliament has been attacked on 13th of December 2001 and they quickly amassed their forces on the border. And I was also part of the forces, Pakistan Army, which were sent to tell them that no, we are ready and you cannot come in. So 10 months we remained in an eyeball to eyeball confrontation. Nothing happened of it, and nuclear threats were exchanged. And when the multinationals worried or feared that they would be actually caught in a nuclear war, they started departing, and then the Indians actually backed off. They blinked, we did not blink at all. So this has been happening for a very, very long time, and mobilization, counter mobilization, threats of going to war, that has been happening.
Exactly. Thank you, Dr. Saab, for your thorough analysis and answer. AVM Ijaz Malik is also with us. Thank you so much, AVM Saab. So the same question, what objectives do you think India wanted to achieve while accusing Pakistan of its own false flag operation, killing its own people? And this is not the first time India has done it. In the past, there are several instances when Indian agencies to that level just try to embarrass Pakistan, weaken Pakistan, or malign Pakistan. AVM Saab.
Thank you very much. Indeed, Dr. Tughral has very candidly and precisely, recapped the entire history of such false flag operations and what happened in the aftermath of each such misadventure. Regarding your question, I would say that every time India went into such, bogey, adventure, it always had, objectives which were obviously not known or which were not, which did not come to limelight during the course of that confrontation or the development of or unfolding of the problem, but later on, independent sources and analysts, they definitely revealed what objectives were and whether they were successful or not. And the general pattern has been, first and foremost, is to satisfy the domestic audience. It could be before election, or it could be under some area, time bound, situations wherein there are some tensions. So to divert the attention of the Indian populace, the federal government of Indian Union, they would resort to such thing because Pakistan bashing is a very popular slogan there. And we have this conflict over 7 decades, but in Kashmir has been, despite the fact that Kashmir has been cornerstone of our policy and very near to dear each one of us, regardless of our political differences within country, but it has never been part of any party's election campaign. Whereas on the Indian side, Pakistan bashing, oppression of Muslims in particular, and confronting other minorities has been a top priority agenda for all election campaigning. So this is one aspect of domestic audience. And then secondly, whenever they think that Pakistan is, renewing its posture vis-a-vis the, threat that they feel they have, from Pakistan, or Pakistan has, embarked upon certain uh, developmental programs, or there are some international, collaborations in offering, they would always do that. This time around, as you know, uh, Trump administration has, given some indication, which was rightly or wrongly, I can't say at this point, which has interpreted that Pakistan has a relevance now in the regional politics from global perspective. So probably this was a very
AVM
good
Saab,
opportunity.
AVM Saab, listen to me, sir. If you can listen to me, let me ask a question. For the convenience of our viewers, just please once again tell us the literal meaning of a false flag operation, why and how it is conducted. Number one, and number two. Whenever such an operation is conducted, so you think that the clearance or the permission is taken from through the highest level, at the highest level. For instance, if as we believe that it was a false flag operation like many others conducted in the past by the Indian government and its intelligence agency. So if it was a false flag operation, and it was, so can we safely say that the permission was given at the highest level in New Delhi? So all this political elite sitting at the center of everything, they are basically the responsible, and they are the one who actually gave go ahead to anyone who were there, who was involved, foot soldiers, commanders, the intelligence operators, or especially the media, the warmongering media of the entire India or entire Indian states and Indian media industry. AVM Saab.
Academically, a false flag operation is the one in which one or more than one, agencies, they, you know, orchestrate an event, an unusual event, which could appears to be, managed or perpetuated by a, another state or non-state actor whom they want to malign. So that's why it's a called, state managed or false flag operation, that behind the scene, the planner and executors, they are different, but for the media limelight and for the consumption of normal public, it is, made to appear as if it has been done by some outside agency or state or non-state actor. Sometimes, globally, this is very discreetly done by intelligence agencies, and even the political government, they would not have knowledge necessarily. But in case of India, it has always been with the prior approval, or most of the time on the instructions of the government in Delhi, because their stakes in Kashmir, their stake with the relationship with Pakistan, their stake to pursue their hegemonic, ambitions in the region. That is what they take care of, these very frequent false flag operations.
Malik, can you hear me?
Yes, please. Yes, please.
No. AVM Saab, can you just hold on for a while? Let me go to Dr. Ayesha Malik. Dr. Ayesha Malik, can you hear me, ma'am? Dr. Ayesha Malik, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
All right. Thanks for joining us. And the same question with a slight different angle. So if, according to the Indian government, almost 26 people were killed in that so-called terrorist attack, which in fact was a false flag operation. So killing 26 people, your own people, so can we say, or how it is possible that the permission of such a stupid and horrendous operation was not given at the highest level? So AVM Saab, right now he was very clear and categorical in saying that whenever such false flag operation is conducted by the Indian security forces or intelligence agencies, the permission always given by New Delhi. So can we say that Indian central government in New Delhi is responsible for the killing of those 26 people which they are claiming or throwing blame at Pakistan at the moment?
Well, thank you so much, Shahzad. So I think that the onus of responsibility certainly lie within the domestic governance, security governance, and India's own military perspective. So certainly there was a lack of security apparatus. I mean, a tourist area which is celebrated as one of the most visited places. How did it lack the essential security apparatus? And when the ethnicities if you look at the tools and strategies used in this killing are quite similar to the strategies which happened in Jafar Express incident, and as we all are talking about it. So how the question which I really want to ask is that how these two incidents are similar in strategy and tools. Number one, how a highly visited tourist area lacked an essential security apparatus. Number two, how an area which was not only a recreational tourist place but is also a sensitive religious tourist place also, how was it not attended? And then India's false flag allegations against the government of Pakistan without any evidence, how this farcical behavior of state is being acknowledged by the rest of the parties. So all these questions are still unanswered. We do not have any credible proof for involvement from Pakistan, and still the jingoism is going on. It's absolutely crazy to witness such times when in the times of social media and the times of transparent media sources, how the truth is not unearthed yet, and how in a farcical manner, in rather ridiculous manner, the masses are agreeing to it. And why are there not internal voices from India who are actually pointing their fingers towards their own government? Especially the media is playing an absolutely insane role in that manner. And I'm happy that Pakistani media is behaving.
All right. Dr. Ayesha, Malik, please do stay with us. Let me just save time because we have 4 guests at the moment. Dr. Tughral, Yamin, again, same question which I asked to AVM and Dr. Ayesha Malik. So, if it was a false flag operation, as we have all these evidences, and how quickly they had this FIR registered and the way they started hurling allegations against Pakistan. So, I mean, the operation of that magnitude cannot be done by a sector commander or someone at a very low cadre of the armed forces or intelligence agencies. So, there must be a thorough planning, and the permission must have been given by the highest authority in New Delhi. I mean, as far as the common sense goes, what do you think?
True, very true. We know that in 2019, when the Pulwama incident took place on 14th of February, 14 Indian reserve policemen were killed in ambush which was blamed on a disgruntled Kashmiri youth by the name of Adil or Adil Wani. And the Lieutenant Governor of Jammu and Kashmir later said that I had told the central government very clearly that these people will be ambushed. And Mr. Modi said, forget it, let them go like that. He said, I had even asked for requisitioning planes to transport these people. This was not done deliberately. So yes, it can never happen without clear-cut complicity of the highest people in authority. There could be rogue elements also, but even those rogue elements who stage such kind of encounters are not small-time foot soldiers. They are higher up in the hierarchy. It could be Ajit Doval, it could be the raw Director General himself. But these people also do it in a manner that if there is no plausible deniability, then they can tell the Prime Minister in very clear cut term why it was done. And for such kind of operations, there are already contingency plannings. For example, how would an FIR be lodged, or how would straight away Pakistan be blamed for it. So this is nothing new. They are quite adapted, they are quite clear on it. And if you tell a police wala, look, this is a matter of national urgency, he will file your FIR. Why should he not do it? And
exactly. And how did you feel about the response the Pakistani government handed over to India? I mean, in the past, we always try to make our neighbors comfortable as far as the relationships are concerned. And we always offered our support in any kind of resolving in any kind of dispute, or if there is a matter of terrorism. So we always ask them to show us the evidence so that we could act upon against the perpetrators, if they are, it's a big if they are in Pakistanis. But yesterday, the National Security Council, it gave almost a matching response to India. Like, we banned their overflights of their airlines, and you explained the Indus Water Treaty, its efficacy, efficiency, or what it means for Pakistan. But you think that the general response of the people of Pakistan was very, very euphoric, the way our leadership, both military and civil, they responded to all those Indian threats and allegations?
Shahzad, I totally agree. The response was very measured. It was not knee-jerk. They waited for a day. The initial response by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs was very emphatic. They said, we condemn this attack and we are sorry for the people who have died. But then when they started accusing us, the Prime Minister called for a meeting of National Security Council, and that's how it happens. Then you ask the Army Chief, Air Chief, Naval Chief, the line ministries to give presentations and to make a wholesome response. It's not just an army response or Air Force response, it's a wholesome response, then it's a whole of government response. So that's what they did. I think they did it in a very deliberate manner, very calibrated manner.
But don't you think they're hiding their embarrassment, even if, again, on the basis of, it's a hypothetical and just assuming, even if that was a non-state actor, some renegade element within the Indian security apparatus, or some other forces working within India. So the question is, even if it was an act of terror, so again, the responsibility lies on the Indian government and administration, because the highest militarized zone in the entire world, you have like around 1 million formal and reserve troops in illegally occupied Kashmir. So how could it happen in such a highest militarized zone?
It is very perplexing. This particular tourist resort is on the route to Amarnath, the Amarnath Yatra, the famous Amarnath Yatra, and it's always very heavily guarded. And the Indians have been actually touting that tourism is returning to Kashmir. They have been saying, but even then they don't let their guards down. They don't let tourism take place without undertaking all security precautions. And all of us know that conditions in the occupied Kashmir are far from normal. People are not happy. They are brutalized. They are killed. Even now, the action that they have taken, they have entered the house in Tughral, and they have demolished it, and they said that this is the house of a militant. This house was one in which poor people were living. It had a mud wall, and they just demolished it. And Mir Wais later in his Friday sermon not only condemned the attack on the tourists, he also asked the permission of the Indians that he should like to go and visit the people who have been whose house have been demolished. So people are not happy over there. So they know it very well, and they've been giving domiciles to people from outside the valley. So there is friction in the valley. People are not happy with the imposed rule, and after the abrogation of 370 and 35A, people are unhappier still. So to say that everything is normal and we are letting people come in without taking any security precautions is highly unlikely. It's hard to believe, actually.
It's hard to believe, exactly. AVM Saab, Pakistan made it very categorical to India that any violation of Indus Water Treaty shall be taken as an act of war. So India already threatened Pakistan by suspending Indus Water Treaty. So we made it clear, and they had their own hollow threats hurling against Pakistan. But what do you think is now going to happen?
Well, India has been looking for such opportunity to back out from the Indus Water Treaty. But having, said and declared that it's being held in abeyance, its practical manifestation due to technical reasons is not possible for them. It's not like a water tap that you put it on or off by just a flick of your wrist. It's not possible, at least during summer season, to divert such a mighty river. It's not possible. So, for the time being, it's just a rhetoric, and India cannot do practically anything to, substantiate its declaration as regard the suspension of this treaty. And then this agreement is not bilateral. World Bank is a guarantor to that. So Pakistan, under the international treaties law, under international law of water and international law of water courses, Pakistan has its legal as well as diplomatic options available in the meantime. And of course, Pakistan government has very categorically given its intent to do anything compatible in case India practically does that, because it tantamounts to
A
act
point,
of
a
war.
question. AVM Sahab, a question. What do you think? You are absolutely right that India really cannot stop Pakistani water, or just had its reservoir filled with the water, or divert the flow of such mighty rivers. You are absolutely right. But we have seen in past so many years that India is making one after another violation of the Indus Water Treaty, Baglayar Dam, Kishan Ganga Dam, just two examples. And India refused to share the authentic data of all the water flowing from illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir to our side of Kashmir. The question is, regardless what India would do or would not do, we should go to the World Bank, specifying or identifying all these past violation of the treaty India committed so far.
Yes, we should go to the World Bank, and we also have an option for going to international court, because as a low riparian country, we have a justified right under international convention, where the undisturbed flow of water from one country on the higher side of the river flow has to ensure that low riparian country continue to get the water in a sustainable manner. So we have all the options. We should prepare our case quickly on solid technical arguments, and we should proceed with that.
I mean, how it is going to unfold the situation? More escalation, or you think the world would press India to get into senses?
Uh, some very funny statement has come from the Air Force One, in which Trump was flying. He said that they are at war with each other for 1,000 years, maybe 1,500 years, and they're going to sort it out themselves. So that goes to show that how keen the Americans are to sort out this matter. The Saudis have spoken to both Pakistan and India. The Iranians have spoken both to India and Pakistan, because they are perhaps nearer to us, and most likely they understand the dynamics between these two countries. So they have spoken. The Chinese must have sent some kind of messages through their ambassador in New Delhi, or to their ambassador in Beijing. Russians must have also conferred with the Indian Indian officials, although these two major countries have yet to give the official stance. Russia is going to not take any sides, because it's friendly with India, as well as it has now better relations with Pakistan. But China does have a very good partnership with Pakistan. So it's hoped that China would tell the Indians to behave themselves, not in so many words, because China does not really add fuel to fire.
Right.
But I think that the world does not want. The United Nations have cautioned restraint on both the countries. So world does not want a war. Already there is war in Ukraine, there is war in Raza, there is war in Sudan. So world does not want another war in an area which is nuclear armed. Not only Pakistan and India are armed with nuclear weapons, China has nuclear weapons, and Iran is a threshold nuclear state, which is currently in the midst of talks with the United States of America.
Dr. Maybe we are the worst victim of terrorism in this region, or maybe in the world as far as the modern history goes. More than or almost 100,000 deaths in the last 2 decades. I mean, we don't go back. Look what happened at Jafar Express. And all the evidence and everything were showing a clear involvement of enemies' intelligence agencies. I mean, Indian intelligence agencies, the media, the politicians, they are on the record that yes, we are supporting the Baloch terrorists. We are supporting the Baloch terrorists. I mean, they claim that they are fighting for their own freedom, but in fact, they are trying to destabilize Pakistan. They had no stakes in Pakistan. They are not participating in the political process in Pakistan, despite every permission given to them, like any other citizen. So, when you are taking or you are bragging that we are destabilizing Pakistan through these elements, so what is left? Pakistan, in fact, always presented the hard-core, bitter truth in front of India. And obviously, you were right that Foreign Office statement, and our Foreign Minister also offered India to present or share any evidence, if there is an evidence, so that Pakistan could act upon it. But there was complete silence as far as that topic goes. Otherwise, accusations.
India is a shameless country, sorry to say that. In 2014, from the ramparts of the Red Fort in Delhi, Mr. Modi, then the new Prime Minister of India, on the Republic Day, 26th of January, said that the people of Balochistan ought to be thankful to me for helping them out. And in 2009, in Sharm el-Sheikh, Yusuf Raza Gilani, then Prime Minister, presented a dossier to the Indian Prime Minister, Manmohan Singh,
exactly.
and in which Manmohan Singh favorably listened to it, and he was provided proof of India's involvement in Balochistan, and he said that he will go back and discuss it with the establishment over there. But the Indian Army gave him a shut-up call, and the thing subsided over here. So proofs have been provided not only to the Indian government, but also to the United Nations. But if somebody is not willing to listen to you, what can you do? Is Israel listen to any sane voice? They are doing what they want to do because they are backed by the United States of America. They don't listen to the UN Security Council. They don't listen to the UN General Assembly resolutions because nobody is willing to stop them. So unless,
of course,
yeah. But in case of Pakistan, it's different. We are a sovereign country. We are a strong country militarily. We have nuclear deterrence. So India cannot take us lightly, even if the world takes us lightly, even if Mr. Trump does not understand the history of this region. I'm sure the State Department and Pentagon knows the long history. I'm sure they must have read Joseph Corbell's book, Danger in Kashmir, which was once upon a time essential reading for people in the State Department.
Sure. AVM Saab, now, what more proactive steps the government of Pakistan may or should take against the Indian aggression, and possibly they would try to escalate the situation further in the days or weeks to come? AVM Saab.
First of all, our Prime Minister right today has very categorically offered that if India has any, credible evidence, we are ready to cooperate. And Pakistan has been, asking for, an international sponsored inquiry into this incident. So that is, one measure to, hold the situation as it is and, try to diffuse this situation. Secondly, we must speed up our effort. And I think the government is already on its way. Our Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister, he has spoken to his counterpart in Iran as well as in Saudi, KSA, and I'm sure they would be contacting the other capitals as well to not only put up the Pakistan's perspective, but the risk, the tremendous risk that this region is exposed to with Indian such rapid, escalation of on an incidents which doesn't have any semblance of being really managed by even non-state actors. What to talk about Pakistan?
All
So
right, all right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, AVM Ijaz Malik Saab, for your valuable time. Thank you so much, Dr. Tughral, for your precious time as well, Dr. Ayesha Malik Saiba. So, viewers, you have heard the discussion and the solid arguments of my panelists. I mean, there is Pakistan in no way responsible for what happened. Unfortunate incident happened. I mean, unfortunate in a sense that the families who lost their loved ones in that tragic incident, but it was in fact the responsibility of the Indian government. I mean, if it was not a false flag operation, but all the evidence show that it was a false flag operation, as Indian government and intelligence agencies conducted so many times in the past. But after signing off, we would play the confessional statement of Kulbhushan Yadav, who was the serving RAW official caught in Balochistan and who confessed in his involvement in several acts of terror inside Pakistan, including Balochistan and Sindh. Thank you so much, and thanks for watching the program. Good night and Khuda Hafiz.
Aims and the targets of RAW to conduct the various terrorist activities within Balochistan are conveyed properly to the insurgents, and any kinds of requirements of them are conveyed back to the RAW officials. My purpose of this time visit to Pakistan was to establish and meet the basic leadership of Baloch subnationals, the BLA or the BRA, and establish and infiltrate around 30 to 40 RAW operatives along the Makran coast for operations along with Baloch subnationals and miscreants or terrorists. The aim was to have RAW operatives on field so that they could facilitate and help the Baloch subnationals in carrying out precision targets to be carried out. Precision, I would say, a sort of a military sort of a connection to the entire operation, because Balochistan doesn't have a movement on the sea. So the aim was to raise within the Baloch subnationals a seafront so that the activities could be properly coordinated from the seaside and subsequently taken on furtherwards, inwards, towards maybe Quetta or Turbat or maybe interiors of various places. The idea was to see to it that the subnationals within this region were facilitated and supported financially and with arms and ammunition, weapons, and some kind of maybe men and material movement also across the coast.